proceedings for the day. Om Shri Gurubhyo Paramagurubhyo Srimadananda Tirtha Bhagavat Padacharyobhyo Namo Namaha Narayana Paripurna Gunarnavaya Visvodaya Sthititolaya Niyadi Prataya Jnana Prataya Vibhuda Sura Saukya Dukkha Satkaranaya Vidadaya Namo Namaste Yo Vipralimba Viprita Madiprabodhan Vadan Rasakataman Bhuvidatvavadam Sarvesvaro Haririti Pratipatakam Tam Ananda Tirtha Munivayo Namami Pujjaya Raghavendraya Satya Dharmarataya Cha Pajatam Kalpavrikshaya Namatam Kamadhenave Sahana Bhavatu Sahana Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahaihi Tejasvina Vadidamastu Ma Vishvidavahaihi Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Welcome friends. Last week we left at the beginning of the third Valli when we talked about two drinkers. The two drinkers, it is like you can relate it to the common day sort of, the attitude of the human beings also. After a hard day's work, at the end of the day, people want to enjoy their drink at a cavernous corner somewhere, exclusive to themselves, not being disturbed by others. With the proper paraphernalia, they want to enjoy the drink. This is what, the first mantra, in effect, apparent meaning of it will come like that. What is that? As I was telling last week, and we'll going, are we reading a novel or is it a Upanishad? And why is it talking about the two drinkers? See, apparent meaning of this is this. To understand the meaning, you need the masters. The masters, because that's why, all the three great masters, whom we have having Shankara, Ramanuja, Madhvacharya, and all other great, exponent of the Upanishad and the subsequent masters, Vivekananda and others, all of them have brought in the concept to understand what is the epistemology of this, what is being talked about. Ritam pibanto shukritasya loke. In the sense, ritam is a word, very, very important word. Ritam is called truth, the ultimate, the essence, of content of the truth. The truth can't be, different in different circumstances. The humanity, the truth, if it is ekam sat vipra bahuta vadanti, in the sense, only one truth is there. So we should understand ritam pibantau is this one. But in this context, pibantau is in drinking or taking the benefit of it. Here, that taking the benefit of the good deeds. When you will be able to take the benefit of the good deeds? When you've done with the proper intention. The intention should be good. You might have helped someone, but with agenda in your mind. That will not be a ritam. When you've done some good work, good deeds, because whatever says, dharmam chara, atithi devo bhava, and all those things, you entertain the guest and you are doing the dharmas and you are always speaking the truth. Everything you are doing it and you are always helping others, but when you are doing it with a purpose, that is lost. Your intention should be good, because human beings, as we are living in this world, we are all purposive animals. Every time when we do, even at the moment what we are doing, even 1 hour earlier, we have done it with a purpose. Purpose to get a pleasure out of that, or get some sort of a satisfaction out of that, or to sort of a plan for some pleasure or the success later. It is not, because without purpose, no human being, because you cannot go to a school, without the intention to study. You can't go to a college unless you have the admission. No one will go near the college if he doesn't have a purpose, unless he want to pickpocket someone or something. Intention will be different. So likewise, what is ritam pibanto shukratasya loke? In the sense, you have got something when you are taking in this, the good works of the world, finally you get the benefit of it. Who is getting? You are getting the benefit out of the good work. It comes to you when you need it. Shukratasya is the sense. Shukrata in the sense, krita is a karma. Shukrata which is the highest elevated karma without any sort of expectation of the fruit. Shukratasya is that. Another meaning of Shukratasya is a friend. When you are doing something good, finally you are getting it, and the good deed becomes your friend. It wants to give you the good company. It wants you to give the good direction. It wants you to take you to the right masters. So likewise it happens. Ritam pibanto shukratasya loke. This is correct. Who is enjoying the benefit and who is enjoying the good deeds and who is getting the friend And who is getting loke, when it is there and all. The next line says, Guham pravishtam parame padarte. Guham pravishtam in the sense inside, in the heart of hearts, the internal kernels, what we call the Hirtaya Akasha. When they say, inspire, that is, we have got a three type of body, just for the purpose of benefit of our own understanding. We have got the gross body, and we have got the astral body, and we have got the causal body. What we call Sthula Sarira, Sushma Sarira, and we also call Karana Sharira. Because which is the one, finally giving rise to, or the Karana Sharira is the one which finally gives, there is a need for us to come and exhaust our, because whatever unfulfilled desires are there, we have come. And the Sushma Sarira is the one which carries, all your knowledge, all your attitude, and all your good deeds, all your vasanas, what is there is being carried. Again, it's not in Sthula Sarira is the one which we see ourselves. The one we see, that is the soul, gross body. We only understand by his speech. His speech comes from where? His vasanas. How it comes? Maybe his mind might be coordinating and the words may be coming, but his vasanas are being carried, from his previous birth. A man who has come from such a high, his wordings will be soothing. You will be listening. You will be trying to. You will be wondering, should I not listen to him for some more time? Because people who can talk like this. Whereas someone you will be repulsing. They will think, I think the moment you go near him, let me go away. They don't, because it is coming out of the vasanas. When these things, guham, these are all how it comes. It is the three sariras, but how it comes, guhyam pravishtam. Pravishta in the sense one who has seated in the heart. That's what it says. Seated in the heart, how it comes? When you are first coming into this world, you take the first breath. The first breath is Vayu. Vayu has been given highest stature in the scriptures. He is not only Vayu, he is the first begotten child, because like a Brahma, as good as Brahma, he is the one who carries the entire life force, because he himself gets the power from the life force. The Vayu himself gets the power from the life force. And because like Agni, when we say the Agni has got the sort of a power to burn everything, and the power of Agni is also coming from that highest power, is the life force. Life, when the tsunami is there, the water is very sort of a placid, if you see a sea, when there is no movement, it's placid. Suddenly it comes into a tsunami. Sometimes, when the sea is withdrawing itself, towards the sea, people see there is an ominous sign. Something is going to happen. It happens in South India so many times, and so in Indonesia and all. When the sea is withdrawing, the tsunami is likely to happen. Because there is an undercurrent, there is a volcanic effect, below the seabed. They are all going to come together into a big tsunami. When it comes like that, because when it comes, you just don't know now, because that power is given by them. When the placid water is there and it gives you pleasing to walk across the beaches anywhere in the world, that is also that power. When it becomes a tsunami, that power also comes to him. And it happens mainly because the nature has got its law. Who has established the law of the nature? That is the question. The power that who possibly he must have created, who has given all these things, he should have created. And not only that, he is not some power unknown. He is the same power who has come through your breath and makes you activated in you. He is the same power. Vivishti iti Vishnu, because that's Vishnu is a concept, as we said. Like Shiva is a concept, the highest bliss. What you experience when you get the highest bliss, that is Shivoham. The Hainani, that is what. It is not that, because what we say, Puranas have been brought in to explain this concept, in terms of stories, and also that the people can understand and absorb this concept internally, so they can elevate themselves, finally. Because in the initial stages, you have to understand through the stories. From the stories, you will have to know the moral of the story. That is the essence of the story you will have to understand. When the essence of the story is finally understand, you try to change yourself, because that Upanishads help you to change yourself. Till then, when you are not able to change, only you will be going in the ways of the world. You will be having alternating between the happiness or the suffering, boredom, all these things will be continuously be coming. Likewise, but in spite of it, because you are physically, you are not able to be always doing. You have got 3 stages. You will have to got a waking stage, you have got a dreaming stage, and you have got a deep sleep stage. These three is common to everyone, including the animals. They have to have their sleep, they have to have their waking stage. When they feel hungry, they will have to go for the prey. They will have to do everything and all. The same thing happens here and all. When it's in Guham Pravishto Parame Parade. When it happens and all, who is getting the benefit of all the good deeds and all? Finally, it will all accumulate into your vasanas. When it comes, if you happen to have the next birth, you will be taken to a right place, the right, because you will get into the highest elated place, extolled, highly extolled, and you will be getting the wise family together, and you will become so sort of a wisdom oriented in the next birth it happens. You will get the benefit of it if something has to happen. If the deeds are not good, then you will have to sort of it is nothing but the law of the nature only. If the contaminated water is there and it can't sustain, because finally it will be sort of a source for all the worms, insects, everything to come, and the disease will spread. If the water is crystal clear, limpid, clear water, it will give to the natural, the insecticide from sun's rays will go through and the water will be very clear. You will be able to get, and it will give you the energy. So basically the water energy is being used in nuclear power plant also, as we know about deuterium is nothing but the high energized water. The deuterium, the atom, is from the hydrogen, it becomes a deuterium, and which is called the heavy water, and which is being used to take away the heat of the nuclear reactions. So likewise, because once it is happening, they got the power. Who is giving this power? Deuterium and tritium is also there, highest level. Even the water can be taken to the highest energy if it is so required and all for certain purposes, where it could be managed. Likewise, we all can get to a higher energy source, higher energy, by we can elevate ourselves. It all happens. Guhyam, who is inside the life energy in us, he is just getting the benefit and to be given to you, but he is not affected because you are having the intention. You are not the doer. First, we have to bring the concept, you are never the doer. You are only the one who is giving rise to your own emotions at that point of time. Based on your vasanas, you do it. You say, I have done it, because it is getting done by you, because based on whatever your conditionalities, whatever your eligibility, you get it done. And finally, whatever outcome is there, that is outcome of whatever you have done, whatever has been done through you, you are getting the outcome of it. The very purpose of understanding, once we understand we are not the doer, our intention will be never selfish. We will give up the ego. So I am not the doer. And nor I am going to be, the finally one who is going to create or, getting the benefit, or because I am just going to do whatever is the best that is there. I will have to flourish to my full potential for which I have come into this world. When it comes, Parame Pararte. Parame Pararte, in the sense, it is the final bliss one can get. Pararde is, here the meaning is, the Pararde, they say it's a deep hidden cave which is abode of the most high. It is supposed to be, it is referring to Vayu. Vayu is supposed to be the one who has entered into you. And he is carrying the life force with you. He becomes the seat of the life force, or Brahman, as the case may be. That is why, the Vayu is, because there was one particular, we will see in one Upanishad, there was a contest between all the senses. And like eye, ear, nose, everyone, they try to see, look, I am superior. And when they try to, because compete with one another, finally one Vayu said, yes, you compete yourself, let me go. And once Vayu has gone, senses can't do anything and all. So he becomes we will see in Satprashna Upanishad, we will come in the next Upanishad, perhaps will be that, we will see that. It is to bring in a colloquial understanding of a common man, how important in the life force, how important is your breath. And that is why, in one of the Tattvavada or Dvaita, what we call it, the Vayu Jivotama, Vayu has been accorded the highest place because it is there everywhere. And Vayu is also being, there is a one Vayu Purana is there. It describes, even beyond the Akasha and all, the Vayu is a concept not only the air, it is something beyond that. So it is likewise, at the time of, the entire dissolution of the world, the Vayu is the only one, who is having his consciousness but in dormant stage. All others are supposed to be into the totally lost. That's what our Purana says, Smriti says. So likewise, that's what it has been given. Even that is, if that is the case, he is only getting the good deeds and all. He's not affected. We were talking about two drinkers, how that the good deeds, how we are, because Ritam Pibanto Shukratasya okay, it talks about two drinkers. Who is these two drinkers? It has been given two connotation. One is two aspect. One is the Jiva and Paramatma. The two people who are always together. In the sense, without life force, you can't be in this world. And without the jiva, you can't do, your body can't do any action, because without life force help. But we both are together. But we, being a drinker, in the sense, we are indulging into this world. We are doing everything and all. But he is giving us the energy to do that. And we using that energy, we are doing based on whatever conditionalities we have brought in our chetana, which is called vasana. And based on that, things are getting done. Because each of us have got three gunas, what is called sattva, rajasa, tamasa. All the three gunas, depending upon the nature of the person, depending upon the circumstances in which he has developed himself or he has lived himself, the sattvika portion may be a good man who is into the sort of the very very meditative world, and who is trying to teach people and who wants to be in that particular. He will also have imperfections, but his sattvika component will be more. For others who want to get what may, because it is a rat race, who is indulging himself, for him the rajasa will be more. The one who is inactive, let come me, because God is there, God has given us this body, he will take away, because let me not do anything, it is tamasa. That will also be there. He will also be having some sattvika, because he will be also good at times. It will be like all the three will be there. So based on that, it is getting done. And so when the two drinkers, when we talked about, one is this Paramatma, Antaryami, another one is Atma. Antaryami and Atma, they are two together. They are the one who have, because Antaratma is the one, finally giving you the life force. Atma is the one finally getting it done, everything. Here the explanation is, it is finally Atma is being considered to be Buddhi, in the sense, ability to discriminate. This is what, because the part of the philosophy says, one part of the philosophy says, it is buddhi, but it need not necessarily be buddhi. The another one, it is two aspects of the God. Antaratma, Atma, both are they two aspects of the God. God is not involved in all these things. He is giving you the energy only. He gives you the life force. He enables you to do everything. Whenever something good happens, he wants you to get the best thing, that is coming to you. He enables that. When something, because the undesirable thing you do it, he scorches you. Scorches you in the sense, his power, by virtue of it, you are able to get it as a scorching heat. You are not able to do it. You are not able to get the benefit of it. You will not always be into the happiness mode. You will also be having a sorrow. That's why he is sort of a neutral, but he gives you the ability to have happiness, and he gives you the ability to suffer also, or the wherewithal to suffer also in this world, because of your own actions. He doesn't come into your way. That is why they say it is two aspects of the God. And it is also, once you understand, he finally, when you know, it is the two sides of the coin. Two sides of the coin, you will not be able to see the other side of the coin. So other side will be there, but till such time you understand, you are only one side of the coin, indulge in this world, you will be able to. The other side of the coin is not known to you. So one of the concept they are giving in this in Advaita, when they want to explain this particular portion of the Upanishad, they say it is like a damaru. Damaru, if you see, it has got both triangles, and in between it is joint. It is a mystical joint. The one triangle is on the right type of the triangle. The other type of the inverse. The self or the antaratma is purely perfect, and it has got everything under. The inverse is true for the other side, that is human being. When the jiva and paramatma, they are like two sides of the damarus. It is inverse is called the jiva. Once you go out of transcendental, once you transcend to the body, mind and intellect, you become like almost closer to, you have the qualities of Brahman. That is called the other side. That's why in your when you do the annual ceremony for the Pitrus and all, When you do a circumambulation, for the god, you do the reverse circumambulation for the Pitrus. So it is reflects, because you are not the same. Whatever is happening, to the highest evolved, the spirit, and whatever is happening to the highest evolved being, the whatever lowest evolved being, it is converse. It is like that. That's how, in our procedures and all, it has been brought in as a being. You are still to evolve, you are not evolved. That's why everything is reverse. When you are doing Naivedyam, or when you are offering to the god, you do the circumambulation. But when you are doing your, because of the annual ceremony of your parents, it is being reverse circumambulation. You are the other side of it, because that's like, because you are both of us the same side of the same coin, but different sides. The moment you are able to elevate yourself and lose one side of it, that you become only one-sided coin, that becomes the final evolution in Advaita. That is the concept. Whereas what is being talked about it, two aspects of the God. Two aspects of the God, it's he gives you the pleasure, because he gives you the happiness when you are doing all the good deeds. But when you do something, when something unwanted is being done by us, even with against the principles of when our intention is not good, when we are having the angularities to use the world for our own benefit, when we get it, it is like a scorching heat. So next mantra, next word says chaya tapav, like a shadow, atapav in the heat, in shade. When you are in scorching sun, when you get a shade, you enjoy the shade. But when you are scorched by the sun, atapav, it happens because you are not able to be in a desert. When you are walking, looking to a mirage, you are not able to reach it. At that time, what happens is that you are totally scorched. Both is being happening because he's the same two aspects of the God. It gives you both the happiness as well as the sorrow, because sukha dukkha, because the first verse, when we invoke Narayana Paripurna Gunarnavaya Visvodaya Sthitito Layan Niyati Prataya, one who creates and he maintains and destroys, sukha dukkha satkaranaya. In the sense, even for happiness, he is the one who gives it. Even the sorrow, he gives it because of our own vasanas, our own action. But once you get in the best out of it, once you elevate yourself, finally he is the one. He is not involved in your action, but he will give it to you. See, once he gives it, when he gives it, Brahma Vidau. Because all the great people, masters who have understood, what is the final evolution of the humanity, final attainment of the humanity, what is the stage you have to attain once you get it, Vadanti. Once they say that, you are getting that. So when you are getting that, because that is the highest stage you will have to aim for. You are not at that moment. How will you be able to do attain that? The next line says Panchagniya. They say there are 5 Agnis involved in our living life. The 5 Agnis are fires. The fires is the process by which through we are being the galvanized. We are being put through. We are being put through the fire, to finally make us into a fine human being. What all those one? One is Deva. Deva in the sense when you are invoking, because the highest power, when you are for the benefit of the entire humanity, that is when you are doing Panchagni, you are doing Deva. And Pitru, in the sense, who have all been lived before you, who have given you the concept of living to you, who have enabled you to live in this world, and who have brought you into this world, the Pitru, when you are doing, that is second Agni. The third Agni is Bhuta, all Panchabhutas, what we have talked about, Samhita portion of it. All the Indra, Vayu, Varuna, Akasha, all those things, Agni, all of them, without that you can't, without Agni, because Agni is required in your kitchen. Without that you can't cook. Pakana nahi hota hai. You can't, get the food of your taste. Water is required. You will have to add the water for that. The space is required, because you will have to create different type of vessels, cooker and all those things, containing the space to make it. Likewise, you have because that is the Panchabhuta, Bhuta, what we call it. And apart from that, it also talks about in some places have got some sort of a gravitational power. The power, highest power is there. We have got, because different places. First we do the puja. We used to give the Grama Devata, and then we give the Loka Devata, who is Lokapalana, who is taking care of that area. Like hilly region, there is a Lokapala. In the plain region, there is a Lokapala, in the where the water is there, you are in an island, there is a Lokapala. Likewise, everywhere. You are getting part of it in your worship. You are trying to live in consonance with that. That is Bhuta. That is third region. Deva, Pitru, and then Bhuta. Fourth is most important. Manushya. You will have to take care of the fellow beings. Nana janasya shushrushu karma. This is the point which Vivekananda brought, when you want to attain the Brahman, in the sense, the Brahman is in every being, you serve the Brahman, serve the other beings, then you will be serving the Brahman. You have to help the other beings. That is how, because service is God. That's what he brought the concept. The fourth one he picked up, Manushya. Because that is what you really see. The creation of the God is seeing in other beings, fellow creatures, birds and animals, flora and fauna. You take care of them, then you will be taken care of by the same power, who is taking. That is how, he brought this concept. That is Manushya. And the last one, when all these things are being taken together, finally worship the final who has created, who have created all these beings, fellow beings who are serving, who has created. You are creating them. This is the Panchagni. When we are living in this world, we are doing the Panchagni. We may not be calling it Panchagni because we are doing it like that, because we are doing everything for our living, for our comfort. We are using the Panchabhutas. We are also using, whenever we get, we go to the temple or we go to the church, we are go to the mosque or we are going to the monastery, wherever you are there. When all these things you happen, because when you want to find, something, a source, something other, something, hold on, because reason fails. Reason will always be, because helpful, to succeed you in this world. By the metrics of this world, you will not be able to do that. So Panchagniya, and Panchagni has also got another connotation. It is in the another Upanishad called Chandogya Upanishad. It tells how a human being comes into this world as goes in. It's a cycle. We come and go. Take the body, come here and go on. The first is from the space, the Akasha. When it is there, because through that it creates the entire Parjanya. In the sense, it creates the entire water vapor, gets into sort of a cloud. From the cloud, the rain comes into the earth, Prithvi. And the Prithvi, what happens, because the grains grow. Sastamiva Jayate, in the first Valli itself, Nachiketa says, like a corn coming into this world, into the earth, and like corn, once it gets matured, the seeds fall in, and again the new corn comes. Likewise, the life is like that, because we have not understood the concept when we are living as a corn in this world. So that is why Prithvi, once it comes, and then when the corn is getting into the sort of the bloodstream of a person, it becomes the sort of the proactive, with the progenerating power, and then finally it gets into the womb of a mother, and finally you come into being. So this concept is explained in a different connotation to know how the creation and finally the sustenance and dissolution takes place in this world. And with this temporal, with this ephemeral world, when you are getting into all these things that is available in this world, getting enamored of that. And Chandogya Upanishad brings it, and Chandogya Upanishad has got sort of a great masters have taken it. All Mahavakyas, most of the Vakyas are taken from Chandogya Upanishad. We will take that, and this basically it explains these two aspects of the God, and it is the one which gives you the happiness and sorrow depending upon whatever action that you have performed, with whatever ability you have got, having been conditioned into this world, having carried on different, births, you have carried all these repository of the entire treasure of knowledge having come into being. So you have done that. So it happens like that. So you don't worry about the truth is same. Ritam pibanto. So you will get it, like last mantra of last Valli we said, once you have evolved, it becomes, you are becoming a sort of delicious food for the final power. But if you are still not evolved, upasechanam, you are something like a pickle, something like a side dish. You are not even, you will be only looked into whenever required. You are not that. You are not able to get the highest bliss possible and all. So likewise, it says same thing. The two aspects of the God is always with you. He gives you everything. You will have to get into this world, and it is basically, this has been taken, literally. The metaphor has been taken. Initially, it appears two drinkers sitting in a cave, taking it. One is like a fatherly person, other is like a son. The father is the only, he is a teetotal, he doesn't take anything. The son is a drunkard. So he enjoys the world. But then, since father is with him, even when the Atman is with you, Antaratma is with you, you as a whole being delineated something. Because even though the Antaratma doesn't involve in your activities, you are being, considered, you as a person, you are being considered of the whole. That is why you have to understand there is someone who is not contaminated by your actions, someone who is empowering you to do all the actions, someone who is giving you everything and all. So once you evolve to the higher stage, you become the delicious main course for the highest power. Otherwise, you are only a side dish. So our job is to, from side dish, we will have to become a delicious main dish. This is what the last mantra said. The same thing has been enunciated in this particular mantra, giving the two aspects, as well as the two aspects are nothing but the same. And for that they have used different similes, because like Damaru, I said, two type of it. On one type, it is a inverse, and on the other side is the positive side of the triangle. And therefore, because whatever the human being does is opposite to what is required to be done by the elevated human being. So finally, when you get elevated, you become one part of this coin, one part of the triangle. It is like that. This is what this says. And we will also give some more, sort of examples for this to understand this mantra. Next week, we will take it. Perhaps in the next 2 weeks, I will be busy with my grandson's Upanayana. We are going to a place called Udupi, as I have already communicated. So we will be having the next session only on 22nd, because I will communicate the date as per that. And because next week and week after next, we will be away. And with this, today I am closing this particular session. And we will also have a small meditation on very rare suktam, because people might not have heard. I will also explain that Rudra Suktam. We will do that. With this, I am concluding this today's session. Sahana avatu, sahanau bhunaktu, sahaviryam karavavahaihi, तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विश्विदावहैः. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. We'll go to a small meditation. After that, we'll conclude the session.